Thank you.
Thank you.
So, okay. Thank you. Okay, so let's wait for 2 more minutes before we start. We have our speakers online already. So, but let's just wait for 2 more minutes. I'll introduce them and then we'll start. Okay. So let me start now. Thank you for taking our time to be with us. My name is Benedict Olushola Amusho. I'm your host for today. And I have Wumi, Temitope Richard Banji, managing consultant in the United Kingdom. And then also Babatunde Ayola, a senior tech recruiter in Canada. So let me just give you a brief introduction about them, and then I will allow them to speak. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to take much of your time. It's going to be for a few minutes, and thank you for taking our time to be here. So Temitope Richard Banji is a strong advocate of the future of work and HR transformation. As a methodical people and organization transformation professional with a track record of undertaking complex assignments, meeting tight deadlines, and delivering practical knowledge in talent management, change management, executive recruitment, HR transformation, organizational design, culture transformation, EVP design, performance management, coaching and mentorship, as well as learning and leadership development, which coupled with a strong analytical and presentation skills. So he has actively been involved in several engagements geared towards transforming HR functions and improving HR service delivery, translating for better employee experience across various sectors. So yes, that's a little about Temitope. So I will allow Temitope to, let me also introduce Babatunde and then start. So Babatunde Ayola is a guru in HR. He has over a decade experience in human resources. So when we're talking about strategies, when we're talking about recruitment, technical recruiters, he has worked with multinational companies like MTN Nigeria, KPMG, and the likes. He's now in Canada, and he has worked with a lot of companies. So if we're talking about anything human resources, is a very good strategic. Is a very good strategist. Is strategic HR planning, recruitment, selection, executive search, employee engagement, HR business partnering, organizational development, performance management, diversity management, and just name it. Anything you can, anything HR is there. So thank you so much for being on this program today.
Hi, Timothy, can you hear me?
Oh, you are on mute.
Yes, if you can hear me. Also, can you please mute yourself for the people on LinkedIn.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Can you hear me?
Can you? I can't hear you.
Oh, is it only you? I can hear you.
I can hear you as well.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you. I can hear Babatunde, but
I think I can hear Tim talk by.
yes, you can hear him on what's it called on Zoom. But you need to. I think you need to unmute yourself. In the way, you need to unmute yourself on what's it
Yeah, I'm unmuted on LinkedIn, actually.
for people to hear you on the. So click on the. Go to the event, to the audio event, and then unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm actually unmuted. I don't know.
Babatunde, I can hear you on the LinkedIn audio.
Yeah.
Okay, I think let's do this. So let's just start with Babasade. So Babasade, can you please just introduce yourself to us while Timotokwe is talking now?
All right. Thank you, everybody. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes,
All
I
right.
can. If you can hear Babasade, please can you please
Can you
signify
signify
so we
so
can
that we
see?
can continue?
Right. Okay. So I think I'm audible. Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me today, and thanks everyone for joining us. A few things about myself. I will speak mostly about my professional career. I started off as an account officer in one of the banks, but I've always wanted to do HR, so I took my first stab at HR related endeavor at KPMG. Not long after I started after I left NYSC, finished NYSC, right? And ever since then, it's been HR for me. So I started out as a talent recruiter, especially executive search and selection. Yeah, I did a bit of training. I've done management consulting as well, doing strategies for organization, reviewing performance management system. Um, Beyond all of that, I've grown in my career and I've moved towards HR business partnering, where I did that also at a telecoms company in Nigeria, um, and also moved to my first love, and that's banking. So I've worked in like two banks right back in Nigeria, and currently I also work in a bank here doing HR as well. I'm currently a talent acquisition specialist, a senior recruiter here. I think that's been my career journey so far. I think there is a lot of consistency in what I'm doing, and my clear passion for HR, for talent acquisition, for finding where the right talent is clear in my career journey. I love what I do, and I'm always looking to support and help other people as well in finding their own clear career path and what they're passionate about. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Babasade. Thank you, Babasade. So I think yeah, Timotokwe, over to you now. Can you just introduce yourself and then
All right, thank you very much, and good evening, guys. My name is Tim Tokwe Richard Banji, and I don't even know. So yeah, I'm currently a managing consultant, and I'm starting a new role with Accenture, YSC Consulting, in about a week's time. But overall, in the course of my career, I think I'm one of those few people that has been everywhere before I kind of discovered myself. So I have a background in accounting and finance from academic point of view, and the early stage of my career was more of accounting and finance, worked in the bank, worked in non-profits. I've done sales, I've done international payments and treasury. I've done programs management. I've done all sorts until, I got to a stage where I felt like, what exactly am I doing with my life? And the place of mentorship came in, where I was able to consolidate all the experiences and skills I've gathered. And I found myself in HR consulting. It's been about 6, 7 years in HR consulting now, and I've worked across several projects, several clients, solving, talent, people, and organizational development related issues. Personally, I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy helping young people find their path on their career journey. I coach and mentor quite a number of people, and I'm excited to be here and hopefully to learn from my colleagues and from every one of you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Temitope. Thank you.
So my name is Benedict Elishala Musha, and I'm the host for today. So I have over decade experience in HR, so span across human HRIS, that's human resources information system, talent acquisition, learning and development, anything HR. But the technology part of HR, that's what I really love doing. So I love improving processes. So I love developing processes and a lot of things. So and I love connecting people with jobs. So I was fortunate enough to start my career as in HR, and that was what really helped me because I realized that I have passion for helping people, and I consolidated on that, and ever since then it's been a journey, and I've been happy doing it. So thank you so much. So over to you now, Timothée. So can you just tell us what your own in your own words and over the years that you've worked with, so can you tell us
Can you tell
what
us
crafting a
what crafting a
compelling career vision and setting meaningful goals?
Okay, thank you very much. So like I said earlier in my introduction, crafting a powerful career goal and setting a vision, right? Yeah, mine may be the very unorthodox style to discovering my own career journey, right? And this is my personal, journey so far. I think we all have this mindset of this is what I want to do, and I stick to it, right? We all have this mindset of I studied accounting, therefore I must die there looking for accounting type of jobs, right? So I would say in my career journey, one thing that has been very consistent in my journey is the fact that I always said it right from when I was in uni that I want to be that person in the nearest future where organizations are having issues and they are not looking for the KPMGs of this world. They are not looking for the PwCs of this world, but they are looking for Temitope Richard Banji to sit down and give them advice, right? That had always been the way I wanted to position in my career, regardless of how I found myself. So I would say because I had that end in mind, which was more like the vision, right? I didn't know I was going to get there. And that's the honest truth. I'm not going to come here and tell people as if I had a perfect journey, right? I didn't know how I was going to get there. But I never stopped. I kept on doing different things. I kept on learning different skills along the journey. I kept on acquiring. For example, before HR even came into my career path, I had done things around helping with recruitment. I had facilitated trainings. I had developed curriculums. I was a PR champion at some point, which was employee engagement. I didn't even know, right? I had sat at interviews. I had done an organizational transformation where we moved from, paper ways of doing things, and we instituted Oracle NetSuite, right? So I actually didn't know all that was HR. But one thing I can say is a lot of you will be confused right now. A lot of you will be doing different things. A lot of you will feel like my journey is not smooth. And I'm here to tell you that the journey is not always going to be straightforward, right? Keep learning, keep acquiring different skills. But then there's a place of now getting a mentor, which has worked for me, right? So my mentor sat me down and said, oh, you've done recruitment, you've done trainings, you've done employee engagement, you've done culture transformation. All of these skills that you've acquired, they sit within the HR career space. And that was when I consolidated all my skills, all my strengths, and I found a career path, right? So for me, the most important thing is, who do you see yourself to becoming in 20 years' time? Like I said earlier, I want to be that person that companies will call and sit with their leadership, sit with the board to provide advisory for them. And in the course of that journey, I started learning different skills. I started reading leadership books, right? I'm currently, running a doctorate program because it is also part of that journey for me. The doctorate program in leadership and organizational development. Because if I'm planning to position to be someone that can advise leaders, I need to understand leadership. I need to understand leadership challenges. And I also need to understand how organizations work, how you can manage people. So to sum it up, I would say just have a clear-cut vision of where you want to be, who you want to be known for, what impact you want to make, right? And in the course of your journey, equip yourself with people who are going to help you identify where your strengths are and help you identify what you really need to work on to take you to where you want to be. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Victor. Thank you so much.
Um,
Baba Sunday, yeah, can you tell us what building a powerful personal brand to stand out in a competitive job means to you?
Okay, thank you. I think these questions almost, or my response to these questions ties in directly into what Tim Tokme has established, right? Building your personal brand, it's, pretty much everything he has said. Define where you want to go. Um, and more importantly for me, and I would share my career story. I would say my career story has been the result of networking. Um, I've worked in maybe about 4 or 5 organizations, and each and every opportunity I got to start a new job was because I maintained a relationship that I had established some time ago. I'll give you an example. So one of my job was basically one of my managers that I had worked with, I would say about 10 years before that time, had an opening at work at his organization or on his team, and thought, yes, I know someone who has delivered or who has a capacity to do this. He reached out to his team members and asked me to be interviewed, and you know that came up, and he particularly mentioned that, listen, I know we've not seen for about 10 years, but I know you keep in touch and you do that really well. And one of the, I would share my personal, one of the things I typically do when I start a new job, for example, or when I have a news about me, something new. I moved to a new country. I moved to a new city. I typically keep these my mentors, people I've worked with. I keep them in view. I send them an email. Hello, Muiwa. This is Babatunde. This is what I'm doing. This is my next move. It keeps them, even though we don't do all of those social things to keep in touch, but they are on top of my career. They know, okay, this next role, this is the skill I'm trying to develop there. This is the skill I'm trying to build from that role. The second point I also wanted to make is what we all already know, which is, you have to continuously learn and then improve yourself. How do you want to stay, you know, up to date in the latest trends? One of the things I personally do at the beginning of the year, you would see a lot of reports or research coming in at the beginning of the year, people talking about, oh, top 10 trends to look out for in year 2020. Information like that helps you, you know, anticipate where your industry is moving towards, and then you that helps you to be able to craft, see how to direct your own career path in, anticipating those trends that are incoming. One other way I would say finally, without taking much of time, to creating what a personal brand also would be to consistently, share your content. I know in this age and time, sharing content, we call it sharing content, and I'm saying sharing content to be up to speed with the language of the season. I would say it is mostly sharing experience and sharing your knowledge. You know something and you have experienced something. How do you want to create your brand? Being able to come to the public space like we are in now to share that little experience. It will inspire one person, even just one person. I think that is one of those ways. And then in marketing, they say that keeps you top of the mind awareness, right? That is how you stay top of mind of your target audience. And maybe finally, I will just drop one other things. Also, always seek feedback. You've always interacted with someone. There is somebody you've worked with. There is, at work, there are feedback, there are opportunities for you in every way. There is your manager, there are your team members, there are someone from another team. These are, I would say, I think I've mentioned about 4 points, and I think these are possible good ways to building your own personal brand and being able to stand out in the market. Thank you.
Thank you so much, actually. So, over to you, Temitope. So, what are the essential skills that you think is important for master for them to be able to advance in their career?
All right, thank you very much. In terms of skills that people need to master, right? I know a lot of people are probably expecting me to say, go and learn tech, go and learn tech. Personally, I think I've gone far in my career, up until, getting close to the director level now. And I'm not one of the biggest fans of tech in any way at all, right? So I'm not going to come here and start telling you, go and learn tech, go and learn data, go and learn this. In terms of skills that you need to acquire, it ties back again to where are you going, right? Um, a lot of people have acquired different certifications, different skills, different, knowledge that is not even useful to their journey, right? I remember during COVID then, everybody was preaching, do data, do IT, do this, do that. And a lot of people just spent their time and energy doing all of that, and it wasn't really useful. So for me, I would always say, define where you're going, and the kind of skills I would encourage people to have. It has worked for me. It has worked for a lot of people I know, and I think it will work for anyone. Is the skill of resilience, right? We don't have a lot of resilient people out there today. You get on a job and you don't want to take hard feedbacks, right? Which is also a skill. The skill of being able to receive feedbacks is actually good. Not every feedback is an attack. And for the leaders on this call, the skill to be able to give constructive feedback is very good. One of the things that has helped me in my journey is feedback. I am that person that I would call my boss and I'm like, boss, I need you to give me feedback. I'm not feeling okay when I'm not getting feedback, because the more you give me feedback, the more I develop myself. And for those that have worked with me, that are probably on the call, they know that one skill that has helped me in my career journey is networking, right? Most of the jobs I've gotten have always been through referrals. And I can come back from the days of Leap Africa, it was through referral, right? Someone just referred me, down to moving to BPI advisory. It was referral from church. And I remember when I was joining Deloitte, I met Benedict on LinkedIn, right? Referral. When I was joining MasterCard Foundation, I had applied to MasterCard Foundation 3 times and I was rejected. And one of my very good friends just sent me a job ad and he said, TRB, this is you. And I want you to go for it. And then, referral, someone inside, up until where I am. So I think the power of networking is very, very important. It's a skill to have. most of the jobs, they throw them public. But I can tell you for free, if I call Emilia now and say, Emilia, I have this great candidate for this role you are recruiting for, there's higher chances they will pay attention to that person, right? Also, I think the other skills to have to be a lifelong learner. Learning is a skill. It's a life skill, I strongly believe. Because a lot of us think reading is cliche. A lot of us think listening to the news is cliche. But I can tell you for free, 90% of the conversations I have at leadership level, trying to win a new business, engaging with my colleagues, are information I get from the news, right? I'm someone that listens to CNN, BBC, Arise TV, channels, everywhere. There's information everywhere. I know a lot of people say their own source of information is Twitter, right? My own source of information for the journey I'm on is not Twitter, right? It's so again, it's entirely up to you and it's very personal. But if you're talking about career growth, career success, what kind of information are you feeding yourself with is extremely important. I went for the new job I'm starting, the interview I went for when I was speaking with the CEO, right? I had news about their merger and acquisition, right? I read about it and I engaged him with that conversation. I discovered that the CEO wrote a book on leadership decision making. I read the synopsis and everything, and I engaged him in the conversation, right? So for me, those are the skills that has really helped me in the course of my journey. Of course, we are in the future of work, right? Technology is not taking over the human work, but the ability to interact with technology, the ability to leverage technology to do your work, to deliver things is extremely important. So in your journey, in your career path, what technology is trending? Are you an auditor? What tools are they using? Are you in HR? What are the tools they are using? Are you in L&D? What are the authoring tools? Because you become more valuable when you're going into the career place with not just the degree or work experience, but the ability to innovate and bring up something new into the place where you find yourself. So I would say those are the skills that I've worked for a lot of people I know, worked for myself, and I think those skills will really work for people as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Baba Sunday. So can you tell us the how people can leverage on digital tools and resources to for their career growth?
Sorry, I'm not sure I heard you
Can you hear me?
well. I
Use
think the
your mute.
volume is kind of
I'm
low.
not sure I can hear you.
Is it just me? Yes, can you take your question again? I can barely hear you. Sorry.
Unmute on LinkedIn.
Um, I'm connected. I've tried to. Yes, can you hear me now?
I can't hear you on LinkedIn. I can hear you here, but LinkedIn I cannot hear you.
On LinkedIn, yeah, it's showing like that I'm unmuted here. Except I'm gonna. Let me see. It's saying to me that I'm. Okay, can you hear me now? I'm on mute. I'm unmuted now, and it shows I'm unmuted.
I think what I did was I left and joined again. So you might want to try that.
Okay.
All right, right.
Can you just check? You should be able to unmute your mic.
Yeah, that was exactly what I did. I reloaded, in fact. Um, so sorry about this.
Okay. So apologies for the break in transmission.
Okay, is it? Can you hear me now?
Sure is back online. So if we can,
I'm
okay. So
unmuted
Tom,
now.
if we can hear you, please let me know. Just signify we can hear you. But me, I cannot hear you. That's the thing. So you still need to unmute.
So is appearing mute on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
appearing is on
appearing is
LinkedIn.
on LinkedIn. That's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've unmuted and you know, and I'm re. How about now?
Same.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what? I don't know what's happening though.
I'm leaving and rejoining.
Okay, so let me just
Um,
buttress the points before Babasunde. So Babasunde just keep trying. So let me buttress their point. So I think what everyone has been saying in essence is let's try as much as possible. Yeah, speak. Can you?
can you hear me now?
So what everybody is trying to say in essence, even when you have a good personal brand, ensure you are always active online and you are not just active, be professional, and then reach out to people that can help you, professionals that can help you. Um, that's the way to ensure that you then keep abreast of the latest industry trends. Don't just be there acting as like one ex champion. So try as much as possible to be knowledgeable of everything happening and then reach out to people. So most of the jobs out there, yeah, they are online, but I'd rather go for someone um, that has over time shown me that he is
He is
capable.
capable.
Do you
You
understand?
understand?
So
So
ensure that you
ensure
put
that
out your content out there, let people see it, contribute to the industry, let other people be able to say one or two things about you. And then whenever they mention your name, let it ring in their head that, oh yeah, yeah, I know this person can do
this
this
person
job.
can do this job.
And yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
it.
that's
Nobody
it.
will
Nobody will
even
even
doubt
doubt your
skills
skills
if
if you've been able to
prove them
prove them
right
right
over the
over
years.
the years.
For
For
instance,
instance,
Babazande said he
Babazande
worked
said
with
he worked with
someone
someone
for
for
like 10
like
years
10
before
years
the
before
time
the time
he reached out
he
to
reached
him
out to
again
him again because he believes in his brand. And that's it. Thank you.
over
So, Babazande,
over to you now.
over to you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Hello.
yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
I'm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. I didn't get your last question.
Okay,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
I
I
said,
said,
can you
can you
tell us
tell
how to
us how
leverage
to
digital
leverage
tools
digital tools
and
and
resources for
resources
career
for
growth?
career growth?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think this is a very big topic, so I will try to just talk about something or in a very streamlined manner. I mean, digital, everything is almost digital now. I know a previous boss that would typically say, um, now people will say, you're a banker. I mean, you run a banking business. He was saying his thoughts then was that, see, listen, we are all tech companies offering bank services. We are tech company offering trading services and all that. And I think as individuals as well, we should consider adopting this kind of mindset. You're a digital professional yourself. Um, and you're a digital professional, in HR. You're a digital professional, maybe in talent acquisition. You're a digital professional, maybe in marketing and all of that. So first off, from that mindset, that tells you that a lot of the tools you would need to move forward in your career are clearly digital related skills. So how do you then leverage these digital tools or resources for your own career profile? I mean, we know clearly the all of the, I would say, social media, and by social media I would include maybe platforms like LinkedIn. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a way for you to share your thoughts, share your experiences, show the human side of you. Yes, we know that you are technically sound to do the job, but do you want to also show the human side of you? We are all human. We have all similar experience. Remember when COVID just started? It was